have trouble breathing because I don't, but sometimes it's hard to feel like my lungs feel, if that makes any sense. Like it's
Dear
hard.
God, where are we going with this?
I'll just cut to the chase. So I finally bought a nose hair trimmer, and I used it Sunday, brother. I haven't had breath like this since I was a baby. Like the full expansion of my lungs. Like it is amazing. Like boogers aren't getting caught in my nose. Like I don't have those snot rockets. I'm not doing this all the time because the hairs are long and coming out. I'm surprised I didn't do it sooner.
You think that's so? That's what I got to start doing. Little nose hair trimmers. That'll
Little
do it.
nose hair, man. Send me your address. I'll get you one. That's how great it has been.
I don't think men should be buying men other nose hair trimmers, but we.
You
What
don't
do they
think
say in the corporate world? We can take that offline. Yo, can we get a list of things people say in the workforce that you're like, yo, saying this out in the wild people would look at you like you stupid. Take that offline is at the top of that list for me.
Let's table that.
Let's table that. No, motherfucker, let's talk about it right now. Well, we got to table it first.
What else? What else? What other work?
Per my last email.
Get you up in the street.
Yeah. Oh no, per my last email, that's getting you jumped.
That's you getting your ass beat if you say that.
Nah, definitely getting your ass beat. See, the rest of it's like that fake nice stuff that coworkers be doing.
Like, can you hang back after the meeting? No, I can't. I have work to do.
Wait, say that again.
We were like, oh, can you hang back on the call real quick so we can talk about something? No, we just had a meeting. Like that's what the meeting was for.
The coming up to your desk and asking if you have a minute.
The worst. Or
it's like, oh, well, what if I didn't have a minute? Now you're ensuring that I don't have a minute.
Right. It's like, are you asking me or are you politely telling me? You know what the worst thing is? In my years of experience working on this earth, whenever leadership or manager says, I've been thinking, nothing good comes after that phrase because it's usually bullshit.
All right. When was the last time you heard a leader say, I've been thinking? And you don't have to be specific.
It's been a while. I have a feeling that I'm about to hear it soon, and I'm trying to prepare myself. Like I feel the energy shifting, and I feel that I've been thinking coming down the pipe, and I already have my response to that.
Now, was that do you think she's gonna be thinking about like you in particular, or just something in general?
I think this is going to be about me in particular in my role in a way that it could shift in a way that I do not want it to shift. So like I said, I already have my response prepared because again, I can feel it coming down the pipe.
Now, you feel like it would be disappointing to your job.
Yes, it would. It's something that I have no interest in doing, but I have a feeling the way things are unfolding that this might fall in my lap. And like I said, I got my response ready to go.
Really?
Will it get me in trouble? Maybe, but we'll see.
Talk to me about your response. How spicy is it going to be from...
Oh, it's going to be that. It's going to be, well, or it's going to be like my director and like the other director, like we've been thinking, and I'm going to say every time I've heard that statement come from leadership, nothing good happens, and see what they say to that. And they're going to say it, and I'm going to be like, yep, still batting 1,000. Nothing good has come from that statement.
Listen, do you have the meeting set up already?
No. This hasn't, like, I feel like this is a month or two away. Like, I can just see it. I can feel it. Like the dominoes are falling in a way that around, what is it, July? Yeah. Labor Day, Halloween at the latest, this conversation is going to happen.
Hey, that's probably how the Democrats felt about the last 2 weeks. Looking at old Joey B. Democrats looking at Joey B, and they was looking around the room, and somebody was like, "We got to be honest here."
Michael, who goes in and has that conversation with him? Do you do it like an intervention? because you can't send like his wife in there because that's
Intervention with Joe Biden. Have you heard that motherfucker speak?
like, does he walk in a room and it's Kamala and Barack and Hunter, the crackhead of all people?
No, you're naming way too many people that would be in this room. This is Joe and Jill in that room. Them the only two people in that room.
But do you send his wife to go deliver that message because you might
She's
feel
been
like
running the country for about year or two.
because I feel like that there's a level of betrayal there. Like, wow, my own wife don't believe in me. Like, you can't send her in there by herself.
Your own wife has been secretly making these decisions for you behind closed doors. Nobody knew. So nobody knew but your cabinet members. And they was the one that had to be like, yo, you got to tell him. You got to tell him.
It's time.
And poor Jill Biden, she had to sit down and tell him, I think we should resign our nomination. And he said, wait, where am I going to sign? I guarantee that's what he said.
Or you hit him with it like this. Oh dear, I'm just tired. I don't know how much time we have left. Maybe we can spend the next whatever years of our lives like hanging out in Maine, getting ice cream together. You've given this country enough. Let someone else do it. Do you hit him like that?
No, because he don't want to hear that. He go. You saw him over the weekend. He said he gonna beat Trump again in 2020. I cracked up laughing. I said, Joe, what?
Or do you think he had like a punch card and they're like, Joe, every time you mess up, we're gonna punch the card. And once we get to 6 punches, that is it. You are done. And he got to 6 punches in 2 weeks.
Did you see the video of him up there just blankly staring, talking about some, wait a minute, where you going there? Where you looking at? That's not funny.
I was going to say, at the same time, I do want to recognize there's a level of humanity in this story of, especially as sports fans, when someone who has put in the work and has been in the league for years and they just don't have it anymore, and they're realizing in real time that they ain't got it no more.
Listen, Joe Biden in 2024 is Jerry Rice in the Seattle Seahawks uniform.
That's it. I've been thinking all day. I was like, "What's the comparison?" And that's the one.
It's Emmett Smith in the Cardinals uniform. It's AI on the Grizzlies. It's Karl Malone on the Lakers.
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean,
Karl Malone and Gary Payton on the Lakers.
I mean, it's Jordan on the Wizards.
Jordan on the Wizards still average damn near 30.
Y'all stop it.
It's Hakeem in Toronto. It is Patrick Ewing in Orlando.
Let's talk about it.
And I think, again, for someone who has been in the game that long,
Brett Favre in Minnesota and New York City.
I'll say the Jets. Definitely Brett Favre and the Jets. Like, it's kind of hard watching someone, again, who put their life in this, and now they're at a point where in real time in front of the world, realizing that they don't have it anymore.
Hasn't had it for quite some time.
Hasn't had it in, like, it's time to retire. What do football players say? I want to retire on my own terms. Like, I don't want the game to tell me when it's time to go. And he is in a position where the game is telling him he's got to go. And again, there's just a little bit of humanity in that. You're closer to the end than you are to the beginning.
What do you think of a lot of people kind of basically finding it weird that maybe no less than a week ago, Joe Biden was adamant that he would be continuing to run, and a few days after he contracted COVID, which happened after our last pod, now he's out for good. What do you think about the people who say there's a conspiracy in there?
I don't think so. I think that's how it usually goes, right? You put up one last fight before it's time, right? Like, you got to be defiant one more time and be adamant. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. That's stuff that happens to us, right? Like, you're at work and I'm trying to think, like, what happens at work? Like, I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing that today. And then you just end up doing it.
Hold on. I'm trying to find this video of big old Joey B his last time chatting that had me fucking tripping. While I'm here, Simpsons, y'all are getting too good at this.
Oh, the Lisa with the yeah, man.
The purple, y'all are getting too good.
So does that mean the Simpsons are black?
They something.
They yellow. They can be
yeah,
whatever you want them to be.
yeah, they yellow bones. They are yellow. What are your thoughts on Donnie T versus Kamala?
We aren't political strategists, and we usually don't talk politics. But she got to call that man a bitch and tell him come see her.
Okay, so I'm going to be completely transparent with you. If I could put this election, what I think this election is going to look like in like sports terms, a couple finals that came to mind.
Okay.
A couple finals in the Super Bowl came to mind. 2017 finals, 2018 finals, and the 2015 Super Bowl. Do you remember the teams in those three?
17, 18 was that no, that wasn't Kevin Durant. He was
Yes, it
gone
was.
from that was the Warrior run. God, I thought, yeah. So that was
First
the
year of the
run.
Warrior run, 17, 18.
Yeah, so that was the Raptors.
No,
No,
yeah,
no.
that was 16, 17.
16, 17.
16, 17. That's what I meant. 16, 17.
Yeah, so
From
Warriors
2017
Raptors.
finals, and then 17, 18, which is the 2018 finals.
18 finals. I'm drawing a blank. And he said 2015 Super Bowl.
That was so. I'll give you the teams. 2015 Super Bowl: Seahawks, Broncos.
Okay.
MetLife Stadium.
Yep.
2017 finals. That was the first year of the KD Warriors. The 2018 finals is the second year of the KD Warriors.
Okay, so 2018 is the Raptors finals.
Nah, 2019 is the Raptors finals.
They went 3 times in a row with KD. See, I keep thinking KD was only there for 2 years. You're right.
They were on the verge of 3-peat.
That's right, because they beat the Cavs in the second one, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one you're referring to is
they beat Cavs in the first two.
Okay.
Every 3 out of their 4 championships are versus the Cavs.
Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. And who is the Warriors and who are the Raptors?
Oh,
I guess
let me tell you something. America has shown me a lot, but America has not shown me that they are. Listen, come on, man. Donnie T is what Donnie T is going to do on November 5th. It might not be good for the American people because I think he's going to win the landslide. Here's why. There are a lot of indifferent people. There are a lot of Biden people who are like, I don't really know about Kamala. I ain't really seen this. I don't really know. So when Biden was out, there's a lot of people who was like, well,
that's it for me.
I don't know. And there are a lot of people who are going to not vote Kamala just off the fact that she's a woman versus her policies.
Yeah. I will say black? She just got to get that man to a stage. Like if she can taunt him to a stage and can eviscerate him, but I don't think he's smarter than that. He not doing that. He ain't getting on no stage with her. He ain't getting nowhere near her.
Well, they got to do a president's debate sometimes.
No, they don't. He already laying the groundwork. Hell no, I ain't getting on stage with her. He know.
He said that?
Yeah, like he know. He can't get anywhere close to that woman. If she in Ohio, he in Seattle.
That's his team saying, yeah, Mr. Trump, sir, we cannot. Not this time.
Do not engage.
Do not engage.
Because
what do you think? You think this is going to be a landslide, or you think this might be like the Chiefs Rams Monday night game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very high scoring. I think it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, if she can get that man on the stage, he gonna be sitting there trying to make jokes, and she gonna rip that man. Yeah, he not getting on no stage with her.
But what do you say? We'll say. Well, this is not a political pod.
Let's take this offline. There we go.
We're take this offline. The jokes are way funnier offline. We can really get our shit off. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 150. 150 of those things. Welcome to Speak on It. Of course, as always, every week. I am one half of this amazing podcast. You already know when you see this Nas fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, Los D Mix. Of course, as always, joined by the smoothest bald head, I should say, on the East Coast, my good brother, Danny Ocean. How we doing, my man?
We are living the dream. It's funny. I was actually trying to find the show notes from our first show, and I believe I have found them. Yes. Can you guess the date of our first show?
February 1st,
February 9th, 2001.
2021.
2021,
You
excuse
get
me.
that? 3 years, 3.5 years took us to get to episode 150.
That's crazy. Time flies.
Time flies.
Time flies.
Well, that's about one episode a week. So, woof.
And there are times we've taken breaks, like vacations.
Yeah.
There have been
I'll be
times
taking some more vacation soon. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm trying to take one.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a good show for us. We're gonna start talking off a little football. We got NCAA came out since the last time we've been out. We got some NFL news we'll get into. Of course, this week as we continue our divisional breakdown, we trek over to the AFC East. So we'll dive into that. We'll finish off the sports talk with a little basketball talk as we head into the Olympic season this week. So we'll chat a little bit about the men's and women's national teams, as well as some NBA, some NBA free agency and whatnot news. We have our weekly commissioner talk that is back. We're ramping that up today. Yes, the commissioner is back. I am back, and we will get into it. And then, of course, on the back end, we will end with a little bit of WWE thoughts. Money in the Bank is next Saturday. Last night, Liv Morgan was on her hot white girl stuff. Let me tell you something. I'm no longer a milkman, but that milk didn't look too bad.
Oh, Jesus.
That milk didn't look too bad. Dominic, hey, both of that milk didn't look too bad, Dominic. Which type of milk do you want, though? The gothy or the freaky?
You want muscle milk or you want
Slim fast.
Yeah, what you
slim
want?
fast. Yeah, a little slim fast.
What you want, Dominic?
Let's start in the NFL. I mean, let's start with football though. Danny, a video game came out last week. A video game that has been taking the world by storm. NCAA 25. I don't know if you've been able to purchase it yet.
So my friend told me that you can buy a Fire Stick and you can buy a Fire Stick and a controller and you can play that way without having a console. And I said, I don't even like Xbox. And I was like, how do you do that?
No, I'm gonna let you finish.
He sent me an article. I ain't read it yet. I just think, how does one do
that? All right, audience, to whom it may concern, when they hear this, we here at the Speak On It podcast do not condone that type of broke shit. Boy, if you don't get you a damn console, stop doing it. What? My man said he gonna get the bootleg NCAA. He about to be playing AACN 25.
So that's a no?
Boy, if you don't just get you the console, get that PS5 and just get the game, man.
I don't man.
Why you want to succumb yourself to that? Man, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get the janky version of it and that shit's not gonna be NCAA. Matter of fact, that's gonna be ACC 25. You're gonna be mad confused. You're not gonna be playing the same game. I'm gonna have to clown you. And they're gonna charge you. They're gonna charge you at least 70 because that's how much just the game is. So they're gonna charge you 70 bare minimum so they can make that back. Then you're gonna realize you got juped and it was probably worth like $10-15, and I'm gonna feel bad for you. Just get the console.
Here's the thing, though. I do not play a lot of games, right? Like I don't know if I can justify
one that you will be playing though.
I'm saying though, like I don't know if I can justify spending $500 on a console just to play one game. Like I would have to play, and I don't have time to play. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my issue.
NCAA and Madden could be your two video games that you play.
Yeah, I feel like I need more than that.
You can watch your TV, do your streaming on there too.
I do my TV streams.
Brother, you play the NCAA. See, don't you want to lead ODU to their glory days?
Oh, they've never had them.
They can if you take over.
No. Now it's tempting. All right, I'll think about it. Talk to me in a
Yeah.
couple weeks.
Why a couple weeks? You might be behind on the skill curve.
Oh, I'll be fine. I'll pick it. I'm not worried about my
Here's what I'll
skill.
say: this game is not easy. They made it hard to tackle. I can tell you, I have gotten my ass kicked by the computer so many times that it is. I usually play games expecting to lose, and I'm not talking about. There have been like some 1 point losses to the computer, 3 point losses to the computer. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like the 65-24 losses to the
Oof.
computer that I've had. I had someone in my dynasty league that gave up 82 points to the computer. Like
Who are they playing
because it
against?
is very it's hard. It's not the easiest to tackle sometimes. And if you don't really know what you're doing, this computer will run it up on you because in Madden, you could find the spammy plays and just spam, get to the red zone. Now you gotta finesse, get the touchdown. This one, listen, if you run too much man, someone's getting beat over the top because they're gonna, they're gonna beat their press coverage. You run too much zone, now they're just Tom Brady picking you apart, straight up
Oh wow.
slicing and dicing you. You load up to try to stop the run. Next thing you know, they're just running it down your throat. You can't really stop them. So you gotta really learn how to attack offenses and attack defenses, know the right personnel, know the right style. I mean, this is a
You're selling me. I'm
listen.
very intrigued.
I will tell you this: my offline dynasty and my online dynasty teams are heading in two different directions.
Okay.
My offline dynasty, I took the University of Houston because I wanted to be in a state where like the recruiting pipeline is pretty good. Texas, we know
Right.
about
We know.
Texas. So Houston was my offline dynasty pick, and SMU in the ACC is
Mhm.
my online dynasty. Let me start by letting everyone know the University of Houston is kind of nice. I definitely picked the wrong team for my online dynasty. I just finished my first season with the University of Houston. We made it all the way to the national championship game and got ran out the fucking building by NC State. NC
NC State?
NC State ran us the fuck out the building. Like it
What?
was. Here's what's funny. I was up 14, lost by 21. That's
Computer
how that game
said,
was going. That
let the
game, and this was on the late night last night. This is what I was doing, like to end my night. To end my night last night, before I went to bed, and I'm just watching NC State just get me the fuck out of here, and I'm just shaking my head. I'm
they
sitting there
said,
like, man, I could restart the game, but I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna just take it. It's whatever. Use it as motivation. Of course, my quarterback was a senior, so he gone.
mm,
So I got a junior quarterback in there now, but he don't do the same things that QB do. So I got to learn how to win differently, man.
I'm sorry. That sounds traumatic.
But it's fun though. It's a different way of playing games. Just like the recruiting is real immersive. Like you really got to be on these kids' paws. You really got to go through the whole season, like doing your recruiting, your pitching, and all that to get your commits. I signed a top 26 recruiting class in my first full
Okay.
year. So couple of 5 stars, a lot of 3 stars, couple of 4 stars, couple of 2 stars.
Now,
No
are
one.
you able to offer them NILs or
It's like brand. They call it like brand exposure.
okay? But you
But
can't be like, hey, this car dealership will give you a Hellcat if you come here.
no, that's like a Twitter narrative. They do have like this one. They have like deal breakers. Players have deal breakers,
Okay.
and one deal breaker could be like brand exposure, which in a way is kind of like NIL. But they do have
Understood.
like NIL stuff for like your road to glory. So like give you your individual player because
Uh-huh.
dynasty is like you're a head coach or offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator of a program. Road to glory is just you, and in that they do have NIL stuff where
That's
someone will
cool.
offer you stuff. So
Oh man. ODU beating
oh yeah, no, I
Alabama.
got a road to glory quarterback. He's at Northwestern right now. He going through it. I ain't going.
Really? Why Northwestern?
He wanted some playing time. Need to get on the field.
Okay. Is he a
Leading the
sophomore? Is he a freshman?
freshman,
True
leading
freshman starting.
true freshman starting, leading the country in passing yards, leading the country also in interceptions as well.
Sorry,
So
he's a freshman. There's room
that's
to grow.
Room to grow. Room to grow. Speaking of players with room to grow, Jordan Love, he's feeling like he has grown into a $50 million per year QB. He is reported to training camp, but he's not really practicing. He's in the facility, reporting, but he's not really practicing because he hasn't had a new deal yet. Both his team and the Packers are optimistic that a new deal will be done. So that's why he's in all the meetings, in all everything but the physical portion of practice Jordan Love is a part of as he just awaits on his new deal. Danny, let me ask you something. Being that I'm a Packers fan, should me and other Packers fans be worried?
Nope. When have the Packers not taken care of their quarterback?
I ain't seen it.
I ain't seen it.
They're gonna get that deal done.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about a thing.
Because it also wouldn't make sense for them not to make that, to have the deal. Let the deal.
That's right. The price of the brick is only going up.
And it's like this guy sat behind Aaron Rodgers for X amount of years. He then, in his first season, took you all the way to the second round versus the team that went to the Super Bowl. And he played a really good game that second half. Yeah. And if it wasn't for that Anders Carl's kick, oh boy, triggering me already. But if it wasn't for that kick, we may have a different outcome in that game. So if I'm the Packers, I don't even know why we wait so long. What are you asking for? $50 million a year here?
Here's 52 because we really like you.
And like, how many $50 million a year quarterbacks are there? I can tell you, Jordan Love's better than almost all of them.
I think, damn, I bet half the league making $50 million. Nah, at least top half. Let's see.
And I feel like Jordan Love is better than most.
Let's see who making 50. Yep, Joe Burrow's at 55. Trevor Lawrence is at 55.
All right, better than him.
Jared Goff is at 53.
I think he's better than Jared Goff. He won in one versus Jared Goff, so it's whatever.
Justin Herbert's at 52.5.
Come on, better.
Lamar Jackson is 52.
Okay, not better.
Jalen Hurts is at 51.
Head and shoulders better. So.
Okay, yeah. And those are the only quarterbacks making 50.
Okay, so everyone but Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love can say, I'm a better quarterback than him.
Okay, that's crazy.
Pay me. And postseason wise, outside of the little run Jalen Hurts had, ain't many of them won.
The little run?
Yeah, that little run he had. Him and Joe Burrow, same run, same results. So
hey, all Jordan Love got to his name is a victory in Dallas.
That's a good victory, though.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Highest scoring offense, you went in there and outscored them tremendously.
I didn't say it was no such thing as a bad victory. But we'll see week one. That's the great thing. We'll see week one.
I don't know if it's going to be a real true test of our team because this game's not being played in the link like it should. Like
you'll be able to play in the link in the playoffs of the NFC Championship game.
No, brother, this isn't the Reggie White days. This isn't the Randall Cunningham days. Y'all, it's over for y'all. Nobody's afraid of y'all.
You don't have to be afraid. You will be though. Don't even worry about it. Don't even what we're talking about next. Don't even worry about it.
I just want to know, like, what have Eagles fans done for people to feel like this team is that much ahead? Y'all, there's no more tush pushes. Thank heavens.
Well, Saquon's no more there.
No more. I'm glad there's no more tush pushes. I hope Kellen Moore comes in and just like deliberately gets rid of that.
He will do no such thing. And even if he does, Saquon's there.
That's why I don't think there will be no more tush pushes. Just give it to this nigga.
The defense is revamped. The secondary, I'm very excited. CJ GJ is back.
What's his name? Jeffrey Lurie?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lurie going down in what Coach Sirianni saying, yo, run my house nigga again for $50 million inside that red zone and see what happens.
See where you at. I'll call Bill Belichick right now.
I'll get you the fuck out of here right now.
I'll have Dom throw you on the street.
What they say in Django? Now I'm he won't. That's the Jeff Lurie up there saying, not with my $50 million quarterback. Nope. Find another play. And that was the conversation they had.
I
Like
think
after what the Kelsey brother retired? Yeah,
yeah,
he went up there.
that's
He was
my fear of the tush push leaving because Kelsey's the. I think
yeah.
they'll run it, but I don't think it'll be as
No,
common
they
as
not
it
running.
was.
I don't think. I
Like I
don't
feel
think
like
they.
it's going to be goal line and like 4th and 1 only. Like 3rd and 1, run something else.
I don't see it. I, I don't see it. Packers also signed Kenny Clark to a big extension as well earlier this week. Yo, you think Jordan Love's looking at that like, oh, y'all got the money, pay it up?
I wouldn't look at it like that. I would take that out. If I'm Jordan Love, I would take that as a sign of good faith that the Packers organization takes care of good players because they do. Right? The Packers are one of the organizations like Dallas. Like you question, like, damn, if I play great in Dallas, are they gonna give me my money? Or they're gonna play around. Green Bay, not one of them places. Green Bay, if you're a good player, you're gonna get your money, and they're gonna do everything they can to keep you for as long as they can.
Maybe that's the blessing of being a smaller market team, but a historic team is that you have a history of just paying people. I mean, like
Yeah.
the city loves the Packers. The Packers love their players. I think the players love playing in Green Bay. You
Yeah.
know.
If you, yeah, I have no. If I'm Jordan Love, that's just another sign. Yep, they're gonna take care of me.
Now, who are some franchises that like to play with people in their face when it comes to money?
Oh, we going Dallas, Cincinnati, Cleveland,
Not
especially
Philly.
Cincinnati though.
Not Philly.
No, Jeffrey Lurie takes care. Jeffrey Lurie played. He extended Devontae and AJ Brown this offseason. He paid Saquon. He extended Jalen. He who else did he pay? He paid Jordan Mailata last year. Oh no, Jeffrey Lurie don't play. If you good, the Eagles don't even let you sniff free agency. You don't even have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about no franchise tag. You ain't gonna worry about none of that foolishness in Philly. If you're a good home, especially if you homegrown, Devontae signed before anybody.
What about the Giants in Washington? How do you feel about them when it comes to their owners and spending money?
I'd like to see Washington under this new regime because Dan Snyder was low key kind of cheap. And I mean, you're watching Hard Knocks. You see how the Giants really feel about paying players.
Yeah, apparently Saquon felt real disrespected by that little thing that they said,
and he should. Even during the show, like everyone in that office was like, yeah, Saquon the best player we got. Yeah, let him walk. What? Did you see the preview for next week's episode? So it's the combine, and you can tell Dayball really loves Jaden Daniels, and they're in a meeting, and the owner's like, "Yeah, we're sticking with Daniel," and like I think we're going to go with Malik Neighbors in Dayball's face. It's like you told him his dog just died. He looks so sad because, like, and again, I haven't watched many of the episodes, but I did see that preview, and like you can tell he is like, "Oh man, yeah." Jaden Daniels, him. I want him. And the owner is like, yeah, but we're going to stick with Daniel Jones on this one, buddy. I might watch next week's episode.
Oh, shit. All right. So what? So they're letting it be known they don't believe,
which is insane.
Jones. All right. Listen. All right. Y'all know me. Listen. The apology has to be as loud as a disrespect. I came in here weeks ago and said, why the fuck wouldn't you want to keep Daniel Jones? Why wouldn't y'all want to pay him? He ain't that bad of a quarterback. What else can the Giants do? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong.
Dayball was lusting after Jaden. He was like, oh man, imagine what he could do in this offense.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong. Daniel Jones, clearly I was being optimistic. You got to be ass.
I told you.
You got to be.
It's going to cost Dayball his job. And Dayball, if you're Dayball, your argument is, I never really had a quarterback. You never let me. We had a chance to go get one, and you told me no.
You think that might be like a deciding factor, job wise?
Yeah, especially like if Jaden Daniels lights it up in DC, I think that works in favor of Dayball because Dayball can just be like, "You firing me? I'm the one who said, go get me this guy. You wanted to keep Daniel Jones."
You know, it's even funnier, though. What if they come back and get Shedeur Sanders next year?
Oh, man, Shedeur, New York.
Or Carson Beck. Let's also realize that Giants don't like black QBs.
No, they don't.
So
Shedeur Sanders, it got Las Vegas Raider written all over him.
True. If you're a franchise, how do you think internally they like? How do you think internally they speak about that? Like
Oh, you don't.
the narrative on our franchise is that we don't like black quarterbacks. The narrative is true. We don't. How do you, if you're them on the inside, how do you relay that to the world?
You don't say a thing.
And you just continuously throw money behind people like Daniel Jones.
Yep, you ignore that. You do not acknowledge that whatsoever.
It's true though. It's true. Speaking of the Bengals and cheap ownership, so they announced that Jamar Chase's deal likely won't happen this offseason, but at the same time, they did announce that Joe Burrow has a new haircut. Now, to those who may have seen it, if you're black, I think you had the same thought as me when you saw it.
There's only two thoughts you could have had.
Go ahead.
I thought it was Cody Rhodes.
Okay, Cody Rhodes. That's
Tell me he don't look like Cody Rhodes. Joe Burrow don't look like Cody Rhodes.
He do got some Cody Rhodes in him for one. Yeah, so I can understand that. What was your next thought?
Slim Shady.
Okay, so my mind may be sick. So I looked at this and said, "Oh, Joey B didn't put on his white cape."
Oh, you are sick.
I got to think about it. I was like, wait, Jamar Chase got a haircut too. What's going on here?
Yeah, because I forgot he had braids. Or his hair was longer. You know what that is? His mama said, baby, if you want the money, you got to look professional.
You think they're going to give all that money to you? You walk around there looking like a thug? How you think they're going to represent? Listen, mamas out here all around the world, they be saying the same thing. Mamas out here, long hair don't mean you a thug.
But they come from a generation where it did.
Tattoos, ladies and gentlemen, a tattoo does not mean you deal drugs, do drugs, sell drugs, or are anywhere near drugs. Sometimes you just got like things you just want tatted on you.
But for boomers, that was a sign. Jamar
what was the sign? They're paying
tolerance. Yeah, someone tattooed. No, that and that people tattoos usually are shady characters, and you see it in the movies and stuff. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying, like, to that generation, you gotta look the part. Dress for the job you want, not the job that you have. Oh, Jamal, you gotta get them braids off. You want that man to give you $40 million a year?
Yeah, ma. I'm one top 5 best receivers in the league.
Top 2.
And not to mention, this owner is broke.
That's the thing.
So, mama, I can do whatever I can do. I can do everything right. He broke.
How many years does Jamar Chase have left?
2.
This year, get franchise tag because he's 24.
Or maybe this is the last year of his deal.
Yeah, I think either. Let's see. Like either this year's his.
He came out in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is 1, 2, 3. Next year is his 5th year option. So this is year 4.
What do you think?
So next year they're gonna have to pay him $21 million, which is still cheap because what did who just got paid? Justin Jefferson. How much is his contract?
$100 million worth.
Yeah, 4 for 140. So what's that?
40 a year?
Yeah,
more than that.
So yeah, I would definitely hit him with the franchise tag once. Yeah, he making 39. So this year is 8.5, then it's 15.3, then it's 39, 43, 47. So
sheesh. That NFL money different. Nothing like that basketball money.
Yeah, or that baseball money.
That baseball money don't make no sense.
The Grail.
When the majors calling you up?
Never. I hated baseball.
Don't say that. Listen, in our weekly coverage of Brandon Ayuk intentionally trying to get himself fired from his job, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Today or this week, he definitely asked, please fire me or trade me. And they still looked him in the eyes and said, no, we want to keep you. He's being held hostage, which is hilarious. Danny, what are your thoughts?
Remember when MJF walked to the ring and told Mr. Khan to fire him and called him? He called him the B word or the P word?
You think that's what he does now?
Yeah, I think that's what he has done.
Listen, if I'm him, I would go out there and pull a James Harden like interview.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Daryl Moore is a liar.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Do you remember that? It was like,
oh yeah. That's what you got to do, Brandon. That's what you got to do.
you got to do it. Let me see if I can find it. While I look that up, tell me about funniest ways you've seen someone quit their job.
Ooh. I don't know. I've never seen someone like flat out quit their job
or get fired.
I have seen people like when they're done, like I think there's a point when an employee does not care if they get fired, and I have seen people in that position, and the things that they say are indicative of someone who does not care if they get called into HR at 4:30 to have a conversation. Like per my last email, but out loud. Like reading an email that someone sent from across the room. Hey, Jan, per my last email, I told you, yada, yada, yada.
Ooh, okay. So I don't know if you remember, he played in the Rockets season opener. He dropped 44, James Harden, by the way. This was after he arrived to training camp a week later because he was hanging out with Lil Baby in Vegas.
Yep.
He was fined $50,000. Played in the season opener, put up 44. Then he put up 30 points in his next two games. Right. Then that fourth game, he was a late scratch because of an ankle injury. Then he ended up going along about the season, a couple months. There was like speculations he might be unhappy. He might be getting traded, whatnot. Then Rockets lost 4 out of 5 around early January, and that's when he had the Rockets just aren't good enough press conference.
Yeah,
he got traded a day later.
And then in Philadelphia, he went all the way to Japan. Or was he? Was he in China or was he in Japan?
Japan or China?
Yeah, and Daryl Moore
in China, and then he was like, "Daryl Moore's a liar. I'll never work with Daryl Moore again." XYZ, XYZ. Boy, he got Daryl Moore the fuck up out of here. You think they cool?
Yeah, 100%. Daryl understands.
Oh, you think they're cool now?
Yeah, 100%. You don't?
No.
He quit on Daryl in Houston, and then Daryl turned around and traded for him when he was in Brooklyn.
And then he quit on Daryl in Brooklyn too.
Well, Daryl wasn't the GM in Brooklyn.
I mean, at Philly.
Yeah, he quit on. Yeah, they're cool. 100%.
Do you think a trade with Brandon Ayuk gets done?
Not right now. Eventually, it does. 49ers are too good to give up. Like the 49ers believe they can win a Super. I mean, they can. The 49ers are Super Bowl contenders. You just don't give up a receiver because he's upset. Is Brandon Ayuk willing to shake? Is he willing to get real down and dirty? And I'm talking about skipping practice, pissing off his teammates, making things so uncomfortable that John Lynch is kind of like, all right, man.
Listen, how badly do you want that money? Here's the thing. I feel like now I understand why players be so adamant on like, yo, don't judge somebody for what they do in their financial contract situation, because that you never know when that might have to be you and you got to fight for your money. I understand, because I'm gonna be honest with you. In the case of like Jordan Love, for example, if I'm in the Packers locker room, hey, bro, don't step on this practice field until you get every dime you deserve
Yep.
have coming for you. How do the players? How do the players? I don't understand how a player could feel a negative way about that, unless you are on some real bullshit in the locker room, like Albert Hainsworth, what he was doing, stealing. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Hey, Albert Hainsworth went to Washington and just stole money from him. Mason Plumlee went and stole that money. I mean, there are some athletes, some of you athletes out here that really went to these organizations and just straight up stole money.
Brock Osweiler.
Dang, I want you to know the Lakers are waiting for you to send some of that money back, you fucking thief. You nasty fucking thief. Ben Simmons, you're on the list too.
Ben
So
Simmons is my hero.
yeah, so I don't know, man. That's just my personal thoughts, though. That's my personal thoughts. But Ben Simmons, you are in the ski mask Hall of Fame. I've never seen somebody finesse salary like Ben Simmons.
Oh,
Yo,
I'm so jealous.
give me your best 3 Ben Simmons games. Go.
I got nothing. Like there was a stretch with him and Embiid, or they looked like they were unstoppable, but that was a very short stretch. Like the thing about Ben Simmons that's great is like in the summer, we get a video, he in the gym, he's
Shooting some threes.
dunking, he's shooting threes, he plays a couple games, and damn man, my back. He going to a Christmas, he'll play a couple games for the All-Star break. Man, it's back.
He got to hit his quota for games played so he can make sure.
He'll give you 20 games a year, and then let's do it all again.
Some will start hurting.
Some about to hurt.
Get this, and I noticed this is a trend that happens right around training camp, beginning of the season time. Flash retirements is what I like to call them.
Okay, who called it a career?
Michael Gallup on retired list. The Raiders signed the wide receiver this offseason after he spent 6 seasons with Cowboys. So what does that tell you? He got over there and seen how they was doing in Las Vegas and said,
he said, Devontae, you can put up with this, but me, I am going home.
It's like, listen, all Michael Gallup did was the same thing that Magic Johnson did, same thing Joe Biden just did, and I mean, they just listen. You get tired. I'm done with this shit. Deuces.
Gotta go. We out.
We gotta go. You want to break down the AFC East while we're here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, around this time of the year, as we trek along to the NFL season, we take the last 8 weeks before the season to really dive into each division and where we think it's going to play out. This week we have the AFC East. If you didn't know, that is consisting of the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots, and the New York Football Jets. What we do is we go through each team's record, the division winner, the biggest storylines, the breakout player, and the division MVP. Danny, I don't know who went first last week. I don't know if it was you or me, but do you want to go first this week?
Yeah, I think you went first last week, if I'm not mistaken.
All righty.
So yeah, we go each team's records from worst to best. This is going to be shocking. So I have the Patriots in last place. I really struggled with how many games I wanted to give the Patriots. Like I was feeling 5-12. And then I was like, maybe they can do something because they're going to have a good defense. They're going to be in games. They still have a good defense. Gerard Mayo is a defensive guy. So I'm going to put the Patriots at 7-10. Like their defense is really good. And I think their defense will keep them in games. And hopefully later in the season, Drake May can put some wins together. So I'm going to put the Patriots at 7-10. The Jets, I have at 9-8. There's too much turmoil going on with the Jets right now. They traded for Hassan Reddick. Hassan wanted a new contract in Philadelphia. He made that very clear. The Jets traded for him and do not have a new contract for him. And now he's holding out. That is bad business. Those are the kind.
Wait. Hold up. That is what happened. So wait, that's why he's not. That's why they're making a big deal about it.
Yeah, so he
Oh.
wanted out of Philadelphia because he wanted to be paid like Nick Bosa, which 100%, I get it. So just traded for him, knowing that he wanted to be paid like Nick Bosa and Miles Garrett, and they are like, no, 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 no. We're not giving you a new contract. So now he's holding out.
So this entire day, as I've been hearing about his holdout news, I was a little confused because I was like, wait, why is he holding out from the Jets? I didn't even know he played for the Jets, and I completely forgot they did trade for him. Oh
Yeah.
wow, the Jet. No
Those are the
wonder
kind of
the Pat
vibes.
McAfee show this morning was like, yo, the Jets are top of the list of doofiest organizations this offseason. And I was so confused. I was like, for the Aaron Rodgers stuff, whoa, mind blown. New York Jets, y'all are fucking hilarious.
So
Hilarious.
I
All
think
right, go
those
ahead.
are the vibes they have. So 9-8 feels very jetty to me. They missed the playoffs. And then I have Miami at 10-7. Miami has they have a lot of cold weather games. Like starting at the end of November, I think they got to go to Cleveland. I think they got to go to Buffalo. Like they have some cold weather games. Speed kills, but I think in cold weather that speed can be neutralized. I think we saw that a couple of times last year. And then I have the Buffalo Bills have won the division every year since Tom Brady has left. I have the Buffalo Bills at 10-7 as well, but they will hold that tiebreaker over Miami. I think the Dolphins will have a bit of a lead going in towards the quarter of the season. But again, I think those cold weather games might help give the Bills the division.
Wow. Okay. I think slightly similar order, but not really. So I have the Patriots finishing last in this division, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think this Patriots team is going to take a step.
Okay.
I actually have them going 8-9. I have them being a way better team than a lot of people anticipate. I feel like this new direction of where they're headed is going to be a similar trajectory of where we saw Houston go last year. I just don't think they're going to have as good as quarterback play from Drake May to CJ Stroud, comparatively speaking, that he'll take them to that playoff run. But I could definitely see it coming in the next few years.
Okay.
Third in the division, I have the New York Football Jets. Realistically, I see this team being a 9-8 team. I don't really think I think the Jets are a cursed franchise for a reason. I do think that they're going to lose a number of games that they probably should not have lost, and I feel like they're going to find a way to lead the league in blown leads.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
So I have that. Finishing second in the division with a record of 10-7, I have the mentioned Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think the loss of Stephon Diggs and some other key defensive players, I don't think are going to bode well for the Bills. So I think they're going to slightly regress. I have them being a 10-7 team, and that means I do have the Dolphins winning the AFC East with a record of 12-5. I think they're going to do a lot. I think they're going to do a lot of damage in the beginning of the season and stumble their way into winning the division. And I think that stumbling in of winning the division will help them at least win a playoff game. So I do have them making it to the divisional round, but that is after I see them going 12-5 and winning the AFC East.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're essentially. I think we're kind of like I just think those cold weather games are going to trip Miami up. But if they don't, they could 100% be 12-5.
But then you're also assuming who's to assume that the teams hosting the cold weather games are actually going to show up and play.
That's true. I'm just saying, like, it's one thing. It's hard to play in Cleveland in November, and there was another cold weather game I forgot. It might have been Buffalo, but it was another one. I was like, oh, that's going to be frigid that time of year.
I wonder. Do you think they have to alternate who plays? Like when you're home, when your division series, do they alternate each year? Like who plays where first? Like if in 2023 we played you like the Cowboys Eagles, for example. In 2023, they started the season like their first matchup was in Dallas first, then they went to Philadelphia later. In 2024, would they start the season off that matchup in Philly, then transition to Dallas later in the year?
No, I've always felt like for us, like we always play Dallas in Dallas first, right? Because that's usually the one that's on Sunday Night Football. Because it's usually like October, like late October, and then they play in Philadelphia November, December. Like the Eagles always play in Washington first. Like they always go to DC first for. Uh, they play. Hold on, let me look at their schedule because I feel like it's that way again this year. Oh wow! So they okay. So it did switch. So the Commanders come to Philly November 14th, and then they go to DC December 22nd. Okay, that's interesting.
Oof.
Because
DC, the week of Christmas. Ooh.
Because it's usually like the past couple of years, like they played the Commanders like usually week 3, week 4 in DC.
Oh yeah, that's why I was getting. Yeah, that's why I was getting them 2 early season wins out the way. Y'all was playing them week 4 and week 8. Yeah, let's go ahead and beat these boys up 2 weeks. And funny part is they be giving y'all games.
They do. There's always one that's like, oof, buddy.
Yo, to all my true East Coast fans out here, the funniest shit is sitting through an Eagles Commanders game with an Eagles and Commanders fan each. 2 opposite ends of pure misery. Pure misery.
I'm not miserable.
Nah, y'all do be. Y'all are very cynical ass fans. That's why y'all be miserable at y'all's games, of all sporting events. What are your biggest storylines for the AFC East this season?
The biggest one is Aaron Rodgers. Like it's got to be Aaron Rodgers. He played 4 seconds last year. The Jets have put everything on a 40-year-old quarterback. And at what point do we really start talking about the Jets are going to go get Devontae Adams? Because that conversation is coming.
Listen, I think the biggest storylines would be a few things. One, how does the New York Jets recover when Robert Saleh is fired midway through the year? Oof. The second one will be, how do the Bills handle not having one home playoff game when they ultimately lose the AFC East to Miami? Do they feel confident in their ability to go on the road and win in a place that is not Miami? They feel confident about going to Miami and win. I don't know if they really feel confident about going on the road to some of these other teams and pulling out wins.
I was going to ask you a question, but I'm going to leave it alone.
Shoot.
You were just talking about the Jets, the Bills. Did you see the video? And I don't want to tear a young man down, but did you see the video of Keon Coleman signing his contract?
I did not.
Look, so he goes to sign his contract, and he's
with the
Bills, and he's like, "What do I sign? Do I sign my full name like I'm giving someone an autograph?" And the man who he is speaking to is so baffled by the question that and he was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, do I sign my full name or do I sign it like I'm signing an autograph?" And he said, "Just sign it. Like sign your full name." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I asked." And
George W., I'm going to look in the camera when I say this. You are going to pay for your crimes against humanity. You kept telling us that no child needs to be left behind. That's not true.
And here's the thing, because Bill fans and people find it endearing, but the second he doesn't perform, those dog whistles are going to turn into megaphones.
Got some hot pressing news off that I want to run by you.
Okay.
Let's finish up the AFC East. We can speed through these last ones. Breakout player for you.
Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez is a cornerback from the Patriots. He was from Oregon. He was playing excellent last year before he got a season-ending injury. If he's healthy this year, I think the Patriots, like measurements like DVOA, like they might have a top 10 defense. Yeah. Like that defense is going to be disgusting.
I think the breakout player for me, I don't know if I have a player. I may have a unit. I think the breakout unit / player will be the Dolphins defense. I think even with some changes, I still think the Dolphins defense is going to come back and be really good next year. So I think they're going to turn around and have one of the best defenses just because they have a lot of money invested in that roster. So I feel like they're going to come back, even though they got some had some roster losses. I think the Dolphins defense is going to come back and be a real standout unit for them next year. And then my division MVP, Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, really?
Yep.
For me, it's Garrett Wilson. He had, say what you want about Aaron Rodgers, he is an adult on the football field. Garrett Wilson had 1,000 yards receiving last year with Zach Wilson and whoever else is back there. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, it's going to be Garrett Wilson, and it's not going to be close.
You think so?
Yeah, like he's an adult on the field.
Sometimes we all need just one adult in the room, right?
We just need one. I do have a question for you.
What's up?
How many terrorist attacks does Sean McDermott reference throughout the year to get his team motivated?
Oh man, let me tell you something.
Does he use does he use like the assassination attempt as a motivating factor?
Yeah, guys, you think Trump gave up when they shot him right on that stage? No. What did he do when he got shot and went down? He got up and he yelled, "Fight!" Look at that. We already got one right there.
We already got one, and I would love to hear Keon Coleman in that moment.
You know someone's gonna be like, "Bro, what the fuck you said, bro?"
Yeah, the fuck he talking about?
Oh man! All right, hot pressing news. This just in from Adam Schefter. Want to get your thoughts. Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is not expected to report to training camp as he seeks a new deal per Adam Schefter. Danny, let me ask you this. If you're Jerry, do you start dishing out some checks yet?
Not yet, because the message you send, so if CD holds out and you pay him, that tells Dak and Micah,
hold out.
I can hold out too. Oh, I can hold out too. Jerry is going to find CD. He's going to give him that money back when he signs a new deal. But Jerry got to send a message that he will not be bullied into giving someone a new contract. If there's one thing Jerry is, it's prideful, and no one is going to force his hand for a new contract.
So you think you're going to not like find him and then be like, I'll give you that money back on the back end?
Yep, he's going to find him. They're going to get a deal done, and then he's going to waive the fines.
Waiving the fines is so hilarious. Yo, sports teams are so funny because real talk, these people do not be wanting to break up and they end up breaking up, and then they try to make it seem like breaking up was the best in the best interest of everything, even though they be mad about breaking up when y'all could have just stayed together.
Yeah. But see,
like,
go ahead.
Because like sometimes it's like, yo, one of y'all sides are just gonna have to lose, and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
y'all will still both be happy, but one of y'all have to lose. Like, it's okay to lose, even if you still are winning in the grand scheme of things. I don't understand what's hard about that.
Because right now, CeeDee Lamb, well, no, he does not have all the leverage, because if he sits out, I don't believe that would count, because he's on his 5th-year option. So if he sat out, which he won't sit out for the year, if he sat out for the year, that would not count. Like, he'd still be on his 5th-year option next year.
They good with them. They good with them contracts, boy. They gonna get you to perform in it.
Yeah.
How long do you get tagged? Out?
I give him a week.
A week? So he's gonna miss the first preseason game.
Yeah. I'll say a week.
What happens if he's not back in 2 weeks?
Then you're gonna start. Jerry is gonna start getting real aggressive.
Define a real aggressive.
I would say using words like selfish.
Jerry, just say the word at that point. If you don't come back in 2 weeks, Jerry, you know you're gonna say that word.
He's gonna say selfish. He is not thinking of the team. We have tried to work out a fair deal with CD, but he hasn't tried to meet us. He hasn't tried to work. Oh, it's gonna be his fault. Jerry gonna get real aggressive if it's 2 weeks from now, and CD's still not at camp, or he's at camp and not practicing.
Hey, CD, keep them receipts, my brother. Keep them receipts.
The price is just going up.
Just keep them receipts.
But this goes back to what we were talking about in the very beginning. Jordan Love shows up. Jordan Love shows up because he knows the Packers, that organization, has a history of taking care of their players. Dallas used to. There was a time when Jerry was like, hell yeah, Des Bryant, we finna pay you. And now,
Where do you think that stems from? The inability to win?
so you and I have talked about it before that apparently the word on the street is like Jerry ain't got the money like he used to. Now, I don't know how true that is.
Oh,
Because
you
again,
think he broke?
I know no owner is broke, but remember we talked about like what Jeffrey Lurie does, right? Like Jeffrey Lurie will take a contract and be like, yeah, we're going to convert 15 million into a signing bonus to relieve the cap. Well, someone got to write a $15 million check to do that. Jeffrey is willing to do that. I don't know if Jerry is willing to do that now.
You talk. Oh, you said Jeffrey is willing to do that. You don't know if Jerry is willing to do that.
Correct. Like as an owner, you have to have enough cash on hand to handle stuff like this, right? Because who's the highest paid? Dak is the highest paid player. Like it's a very easy. I'm assuming you can just go to someone and be like, hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this exercise. Let's do the Cowboy salary cap and see who's taking up. Who's taking up the like Dak is definitely taking up the most space. DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah,
Hell nah. Hey,
DeMar-
hold on. Is this mic on? Yo, excuse me. Excuse me. CD, go in that locker room, look Dallas straight in the eyes, and say, "Why y'all paying DeMarcus Lawrence?"
Yeah, so DeMarcus Lawrence, his cap hit is $20 million.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Zach Martin's at 15.
Wait,
Trayvon Diggs is at 14.
Yeah, CD's at 17 for the cap
Yeah.
hit. How much money does my mom want?
Yeah, CD's got the third biggest cap hit.
I'm saying, how much money he want?
He want market price. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. There are only 7 Cowboys who are making
$10
$10 million.
Yep.
They got $12 million in cap space. That is interesting.
So makes you wonder, why don't y'all want to spend this money?
Yeah. Wow. Because next year they're projected to have $64 million in cap space. And then after that, 179. Yeah, so the next 2 years they have a combined, what's that, $76 million? That's crazy. I don't know. That's fishy. Well, let's compare that to
maybe he ain't got the money like he used to, like you said.
Yeah, let's look at a team like the Eagles. How many people are making over $10 million? I did not realize it was that low. Yeah, same in Philly. Wow. No, this isn't fair because Jeffrey is a wizard. I'm sorry, Howard. There are only 5 Eagles who are making over 10 million.
Well, let's go to what's another team that's been spending a lot of money? Let's go to the Jags. Jags have been spending a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, 7. It's only 7 people making $10 million a year.
Okay, so that seems to be the average.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Tyson Campbell. Oh my God. So Tyson Campbell, now since we're talking about the Jags, Tyson Campbell was the receiver or the corner recently that got paid. And brother, his salary cap hit is $5 million this year. But he's getting 18 total. No. Yeah. Cash total 18.
Who the hell signed Christian Kirk to this contract? His cap number is $24 million.
You don't remember that deal? That was the deal that had a lot of GMs mad in the league.
Yeah, because it reset the receiver market. Yeah. That was the one. You are correct. That's crazy. That's crazy. You want to jump into some basketball news?
Oh yeah, let's go. All
right, let's do this. So,
what are your thoughts on the U.S. men's national team after the end of their Sunday showcase tour?
I am not concerned because Kevin Durant is not back, or Kevin Durant is on his way back. And I feel like these guys just need some time. I mean, they don't have much time. The Olympics start this week. I'm a little scale of 1 to 10. I'm at a 3 or 4. Like, this is interesting, but not like sound the alarm. We're in trouble.
Here's my thing. The U.S. being the best basketball country in the world often does not have to worry. No, being the best basketball country in the world, our biggest issue is and forever always will be continuity. Um, these guys play against each other all the time in the NBA. So, as you can imagine, when it comes to the U.S. Olympic team and Olympic play, international play, getting these type of guys to have natural and smooth chemistry, as you know, with some of these players, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy at all. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know, on a team when you have Jason Tatum coming off the bench, when you got Devin Booker essentially being one of the better defenders on the team, on a team where really the three best players are Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, and LeBron James, add in Kevin Durant. That's who the team is, and everyone else just building around him. Even Ant-Man's trying to get in where he fits in, even though Ant-Man is probably actually no. The top 4 players are Ant-Man, KD, AD. Well, shit, I don't know. The
Don't
best
forget
players are the 5.
Joel.
Yeah, the best players are the 5 starters: AD, Anthony Edwards, Steph, KD, and LeBron. But I can tell you, they're contributing differently than they would at the NBA level. And it's just
Correct.
it's tough. I think it's tough. But I will say this. As we head into the group stage this weekend, I think we're going to see the real Team USA. I think the showcase is over. These guys want to win, especially guys like LeBron and AD, Steph, who had like challenging NBA seasons. These guys want to win.
Yeah, this is their last Olympics.
And they don't know if they're ever going to even win another championship like thing. So why not go get the gold medal while you can?
Best of luck to the world.
But speaking of LeBron, the shit that he was doing in that game yesterday. Can you believe we're in year 22? Danny, we're in year 22 and he's still doing this.
Here's my question for you. And I actually had this conversation with a colleague today. And it's like, he can do this because there's more time between games. Like, there's more time to rest. But you see this, I'm assuming, as a Lakers fan, and you're like, why can't Rob Pelinka put something competent around him? Because LeBron looks like he can still lead you to a championship.
I think it's part. Why can't Rob put a team around LeBron? And I think there's also, there's another side of that coin. Why so many of y'all running from playing with Bron?
Some people don't want the expectation. Like, there's an expectation.
Some of y'all running from the expectations and or running from them California state taxes. Now, the latter option I can understand, because them California state taxes is nasty. But some of y'all just running from the grind of real expectations of playing with the greatest player ever. Some of you don't want to play for LA because you know one bad game and you have Lakers fans telling you should be driving Uber in your IG DMs. I'm so sorry that some words from some people online really hurt your sensitive ass fucking feelings. I don't even say that type of stuff to athletes, so you wouldn't even hear it from me. But still, some of you make 20, 30, 40 million dollars a year and you get little butthurt, little leakage from the draws because someone listen.
Let it out.
We need more fathers in the household because some of y'all act like bitches.
Whoa.
I'm lying?
I didn't disagree or agree. I just said, whoa.
That's all I'm saying, man. Too many of them. What are your thoughts on TNT matching Amazon's bid for broadcasting rights for the NBA? They're trying to keep the NBA and ESPN on TNT along, with along on the TNT, and there are some of their other home networks. Do you think they're going to pull this one out, or do you think Amazon's got this one locked down?
To me, it just feels like it's too late. Like if it
Maybe it's not too late.
if it took
I know
you
everyone's
this
saying
long,
why. I know a lot of people were saying like, why they wait so long to match. Maybe they weren't going to match, or they were trying to get the money to match. And while this time that they were trying to match, things didn't get fully signed on the back end. So whatever they verbally committed to didn't fully get signed.
well, I think TNT had a window to match Amazon, and it seems like they took the entire window. Like if you need that much time to pony up the money to match Amazon, we know who Jeff Bezos is. Oh, that's cute.
Or what if
Here's a here's
or
another stack.
what if the NBA, Amazon, and TNT were trying to work out a deal, joint production?
I don't know why Amazon would do that.
Me
That's
either.
terrible business. But I mean, if they were some real, we'll buy inside the NBA from you.
Oh, buy the rights to it all.
Yeah, like that. I feel like that's something that Jeff Bezos would do. He bought the what newspaper did he buy? Was it the
Washington
Washington
Times?
Post?
Yeah, the Washington Post.
Yeah, like that. That's the kind of stuff he does. Oh, Whole Foods, you look cool. Come over here. You're mine. Oh, the Washington Post, come over here. Like I can 1,000% be like, no, no, no. We'll buy the rights from inside the NBA. Charles Shack, come over here with us.
Shit, they still might.
And they
Someone,
still might.
someone was like, "Yo, I know Charles Barkley is mad that he really thought he was going to be off work forever, and now he got to come right back into work. Probably.
Oh yeah, he's pissed.
How would you feel if you were in that situation? Like, yo, I'm ready to retire. Been ready to retire. The only way I can retire is if this show does not come back.
You're probably conflicted because it's all you know. Or yeah, I feel bad for him because, like you said, he probably was like, "All right, we done." No, you're not, buddy. Bring your ass to work in October.
So if TNT was able to keep it, that means we would still get our Inside the NBA on Tuesdays and Thursdays with those two different crews, and we'd still get our games on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Curious to see how that looks if and when Amazon takes over and how many games they broadcast a week. Your Mavericks, they agreed to a deal with Spencer Dinwiddie over the week. I think they're bringing him back, aren't they? He was
They
there.
are.
Thoughts on bringing Sim Dinwiddie back? And the Celtics brought back Sam Hauser on an extension. So let me ask you this then. With those two signings, who do you think had the better role player signings?
The team that just won a championship. Like, I love this idea. Boss is like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're just bringing everyone back that put up these historic numbers, and we're going to do it again. Dinwiddie takes the last roster spot. I think it's insurance for when Kyrie inevitably gets hurt for a long period of time, or Luka, or if Clay gets hurt. Like Spencer Dinwiddie is your spark plug. If any of those three guys are gone for an extended period of time, because he can get buckets. He's not a great defender, but I don't think this Mavericks team is going to take.
Great defender. We saw it live in 4K last year on the Lakers.
Yeah, I think the Mavericks are willing to take a step back defensively if it means more shooting, which I think Spencer can bring. And again, if Clay is out 2 weeks or if Kyrie's out for a month, you feel comfortable saying, okay, Spencer, like we can plug you in for extended minutes and at least help us, tread water.
I think Spencer Dinwiddie is a fine basketball player, but I always think back to Din Shitty, how we got there.
And I also say the flexibility that the Mavericks have with some of these contracts. Like if we're at the trade deadline and they're like 5th or 6th in the West and need a bit of a jolt, I think they can pull it off. They still have 2 first-round picks they can trade. They have some expiring contracts next year.
Who is someone you would see them actually pursuing?
I don't know. It depends on what the team needs, right? Like if Clay ain't working out, oh buddy, can't trade him. I haven't gotten that deep in the weeds.
Wait, you can't trade a player you just signed?
Yeah, I think there's some rules about that. Or if they're like, oh man, the defense is really we really need a better defender. Well, let's go talk to Matisse Thybulle up in Portland. Like, let's go. Like, you have the assets to go get the thing that you need. Because I don't think you're going to need scoring. I don't think they'll need a rim protector. I think they'll need a 3-and-D guy.
Matthias, yeah, he could be like he's just a serious offensive liability. He's out there
Yeah.
when he's out there, you just know he is not shooting the basketball. He ain't touching no type of.
Here's the
I
thing.
watched him here in Portland a few times. Like he's okay. I don't really think
Like, yeah, he's a great on ball defender, but you're right. But that's what I'm talking. Like, if I keep saying DeAndre Hunter in Atlanta.
Yeah, you have said that a few times now.
Yeah, that's for me. Like, that's the. But you have what it takes to go get him.
Yeah, you got the assets that you
Yes.
need. What are your thoughts on the WNBA All-Star game?
Did you watch it?
I watched a little bit of it, but I feel like you're going to give us a good recap. So I'm gonna clear out, let you ISO. I'm here. Talk to me.
All I got is Enrique dropping 34 points in the second half. She had 0 at half. She dropped 34, and that is the Enrique Iguodala experience for anyone who watches the Dallas Wings. There are nights where she takes shots, and you're like, dog, what the fuck is she doing? And then there are nights like those two halves, or that's
now,
their
tell the people who may not have watched it how the WNBA All-Star game this year is different than it normally was in the past, and how they're helping kind of get their fan base that's tuning in ready for women's national basketball in the Olympics.
Yeah, so this year it was the Team USA versus the WNBA All-Stars. So fans got to vote for the All-Stars, but knowing that we know who Team USA is. So we know, like, so now you get to vote for who they play. And it was an extremely competitive game. Team USA lost, and I believe they lost in 2022 before they went on. Like, I wonder, women's basketball compared to men's basketball globally, like women's basketball is like in the 90s compared to the men's. Like, I have no doubt the women's team is going to go to Paris and run through those people. I think the All-Star game is the most competitive game Team USA is going to play in the next 3 weeks.
So when it comes to basketball on the women's side, the USA is just elite. Like, it's unfair how much better we are.
Yeah. So like Jonquel Jones played for the All-Star, but she plays for the Bahamas. Like, that's her home country. She the only person they got. That's what we're talking about. We're there, like Team US, like Canada has their whole starting lineup are NBA players. They understand NBA basketball. That's not happening on the women's side. Like you got Jonquel playing for the Bahamas. She's not going to beat all 5 of them. Like, Team USA can do whatever they want. You got shooters.
All they got to do for most countries on the women's side is just stop one player.
Just stop one player. And even if Jonquel go off for 35, the rest of her teammates going to get 20, and Team USA going to score 90.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I don't think the women have lost an international game in like a decade. It's been a long time since they've lost. Like, they're going to run through the world.
So this is what I don't understand on the men's side. I understand what you're saying on the women's side. On the men's side, the last how many MVPs have been foreigners? Yet people be surprised when some of these international games are a little bit closer than we expect.
I mean, Team USA has had the men's side. They've had some close calls, man. Didn't they almost lose to Jokic? They almost lost to Serbia.
They beat Serbia by 20. They almost lost to South Sudan. That was a LeBron play.
No, I'm talking about the last Olympic cycle.
Oh.
Like 2020. They've had some scares. They had scares in 2016. They had scares in 2020. That ain't happening on women's side. But yeah, like the world is closer. Like France, like I would not be shocked in 2028 if France is the favorite. Wembanyama might be the best basketball player on the planet in 4 years.
You think so? Because by then you think Steph and all them gonna be gone?
Steph gone, LeBron gonna be gone. Who on that team right now? KD gonna be gone. Joel gonna be too old. AD gonna be gone. You got Ant, Tyrese, Book.
What do you think this last Anthony Davis extension is the last extension of his career?
Yep. This is his last big payday.
So AD is looking at Bron, who, oh man, that might be a dual exit plan together.
Yeah, like this.
And I know this is a tangent. I would say this. If I'm the Lakers, I would rather them both go than one go at a time. Yeah. Like, if 100%. We're going to rip this Band-Aid off, fuck it. Let's just do it.
If we are going to suck, we are going to suck. Yeah, so look at this. Steph is going to be gone. AD is going to be gone. Joel probably won't play. Kevin Durant's going to be gone. LeBron's going to be gone. Drew Holiday's probably going to be gone. That's half the team.
Now we're depending on guys like Paolo
And
Banchero, Ant-Man.
yeah, Jason Tatum will probably still. Jaylen Brown will probably make it. I don't know how you keep them off after you lose half the team. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we could very well be talking about, because it's in LA in 4 years, France being the favorite to win gold.
Could be. Yo, Team USA losing the gold at home.
They might not make it to gold,
No, they should.
is what I'm saying.
No, they should. It would really depend on the big men that we're able to get. Derek Lively Jr. will be important. He will be playing USA International basketball.
He will.
Some of these guys like the Osar twins,
Yeah.
some of those guys. We're gonna need defenders because we got our offensive guys. Book's still gonna be there. Ant-Man's gonna be there. Bam's still gonna be there.
Yep.
Some of those guys will still be there, but
I mean, who you gonna put on there? Jalen Brunson?
you're gonna have to.
Again, USA basketball after this Olympic, it's gonna get. I'm extremely, because all the other guys, the other snubs, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, old. I'm just.
Gotta hope this next crop of talent is good.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Also, before we leave in WNBA, Caitlin Clark, I see you running from the 3-point contest. Stop it.
She said she set the single season assist record. I mean, assist in a game record. She don't need to be in that tournament.
Nah, she said I need to take a break. Girl, the break is now.
I know, right?
Stop running from the 3-point contest.
Before we get into this commissioner talks, what are your thoughts on Raw last night?
It gets better and better, man. It just gets better and better.
It's funny because 1 week ago, we literally came in here and we discussed CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. We said, is this match ever going to officially happen? We must demix speak on its Stradamus. We came in here, boom. Look at that. Last night, they made it official. CM Punk's surgeon said he is medically cleared now. So we get Punk versus McIntyre at SummerSlam, which kind of lets me know that he must have been cleared a little while ago. He's been training.
Yeah.
It's probably just finally got the A-OK there. Seth Rollins is the special guest referee. Danny, I'm going to let you know now my thoughts on this. Drew McIntyre is going to have CM Punk beat, and he's going to get beaten because Seth Rollins is going to fuck around in that matchup being goofy. CM Punk's going to win that matchup at SummerSlam, setting up for a Survivor Series triple threat. A Survivor Series either triple threat or fatal four-way if they bring in Damian Priest. Winner gets the championship belt.
Sign me up.
I can definitely see that happening. Or the only other thing I can see is they're building up to a triple threat match at WrestleMania next year between those three.
Ooh, that's a long build.
Yeah, and you would then have to bring in a champion at some point. Like you have to split it up 2 and 2. So if you make Damian Priest like that floating fourth member of this feud, just so that somebody's always occupied, then you can either keep the belt on Damian Priest and make him fight the winner of Drew versus CM Punk, or you have actually that's what I think.
The winner has to go face Damian Priest or Gunther.
Yeah, or Gunther. What are your thoughts on this Gunther? He taking the real neo-Nazi angle against Damian Priest.
I would say this: if Vince McMahon was still back there,
he might have went worse.
Gunther would be champion, and I would put my life savings on it.
What's funny, I can tell Triple H is in charge because even the stuff that he has Gunther saying from a heel perspective ain't the craziest. Like he ain't getting that racy with him. He he just talking that wrestling cash money that everyone can just be like, that's just right.
Vince would have Border Patrol out there.
Oh yeah. Vince would have had him coming out there like Floyd when he fought De La Hoya.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Yeah, it was. Yeah, we never talk about it, but Floyd had some. Listen, Floyd, you lucky that Twitter won't up and jumping during some of your prime days because you was definitely on some racy type stuff.
Yes.
1,000%. Dirty Dom, freak ass boy or no? He is he wrong for how he did live?
Oh, he been the turn when he turned on Rhea, or when Finn comes out of the woodwork to reveal that he's been working with Liv. It's gonna be magic.
You think so? A Judgment Day Civil War.
Yeah. Oh, that was some freaky. She looked the side of his face. Whoa.
Wonder you think her husband had to hit her up on the side? Her husband,
Yeah,
her wife?
and Dom's wife gonna have to hit him up on the side, like, "Hey, you were smiling a little.
Too hard. What the hell's going on?
What's going on?"
And Dom, hey Dom, hold on now. If you didn't, I just need to know. All right.
Liv broke the internet last night. I will say that.
Listen, you know why? Because Liv Morgan is how white men like they milk.
Short.
Short, pretty on the eyes, little curvy, but not too bodacious. You know, a lot of white men can't take a lot of ass. I found that out. Or yo, all right, we having a real conversation here because I got white friends. Or you meet one of your white homies, like one of his little namees, one of his girls, and before you actually like meet her, he was hyping her up like, yo, she got a body on her. Like, what word? Like, yeah, bro, she got a fat ass. Then you meet her, and then you recognize that the white man's definition of a fat ass and the black man's definition of a fat ass, two way different definitions.
She built like Bobby Altoff or whatever her name is.
She was basically built like an athletic white girl, but athletic like she just stays in her own shape. Like you can tell she goes to the gym, not like she used to be an athlete. No, like she goes to the gym and works out and make sure she's in shape. That type of ass. So I listen, when I saw her in my head, I mean, of course I didn't say it to my man, but in my head I said, yeah, this is why you don't believe white people when they say something about fat asses. Because I don't start this judgment no more.
You would get your commissioner's notes.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, it is sorry, listen, sometimes some things just come to your mind, but tell me I'm wrong. I'm wrong? It's okay. You ain't got to answer. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I am the commissioner of a few leagues, dynasty and redraft. But when we come in here, we really like to speak to our dynasty leagues. I want to start this week by speaking to the All Money in Fantasy Dynasty League. This is a league. This is one of my favorite leagues. Danny's also in this league. He was our first ever champion. Yo, side note, can you believe Greg has still never said anything about that belt? At this point, it is too late. NFL training camp is here. He has lost his opportunity to rock the belt for the summer. So, wait, am I allowed to bring it? I mean, I guess I can hold it in the office now until the season ends. Hold on 1 second. Can I go get it? Show the people.
Yeah, show the people the belt that should have been on my waist.
Pause.
How is that a pause? That's where belts go, on the waist.
You know, it's funny. I would have thought he would have been the first person to hit me up saying, make sure I get my belt, but he didn't. So here we are. Let's see.
Oh, it hasn't even been opened.
No, it has been opened.
Oh, okay.
I just put it back in here. My goal was to preserve the life of this box so I could send it, but I think I might have to. I don't know. Uh-oh. This belt is kind of big.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be shipping it to me. And
this is yep. Winner gets this bad boy.
That's such the winged eagle. The winged eagle is such a beautiful belt, man.
Winner of
that's a legit belt.
I'm trying to tell you. Can you believe Greg did not want to come get this?
That is a legit. Don't let me win. I'll rock that joint to work.
Hold on, I should take a picture of this of me with this and put this in the fantasy chat.
You should.
I'm gonna say, Greg, your time to request this belt is over, ladies and gentlemen. Man, this thing it's got some weight to it. I ain't gonna hold you. It's got some weight to
Listen,
it.
let me tell you something. As someone who has no hair, if I won that belt, I would dress up as Stone Cold for Halloween. And let me tell you, I'd be drunk all over the city.
You can't lose it though.
No, I wouldn't lose it, but it would just make it that much more authentic.
This thing's nice. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, it looked nice.
But yeah, so the winner, ladies and gentlemen, does get this. The winner of this dynasty, this All Money in Dynasty League, does get this nice belt that they get to hold for a calendar year, or so we can crown a champion the following year. But as I took a look at this league, Danny, I think one of the first things I wanted to do as I was reviewing this league was look at who would the commissioner say are our early favorites at champions, at being champion this year.
It's Rojo. It's Rojo. It's the same. It's Rojo.
So so when I started this, I said, let me look at here are who I believe are our top competitors. So these are my top 3 to win it this year if they do. I do like the chances of Greg repeating.
Yes.
There's a chance he could repeat. I believe in that. I believe, to your point, Rojo's roster is right there. If he sets it more consistently on a good basis, I think he has a team that could be real dangerous. And let me see.
Bend it like Beckham. He always in the mix.
Yeah, but his team's getting old. His team is old. So he doesn't have much more, There's got to be a regression soon just because he just has so many old players. What are your thoughts on D. Friedman going back to the championship game and getting his revenge? It's not a bad one. Herbert, Gibbs, James Cook, Olave, Debo, and Kittle, Amari Cooper, Scary Terry.
That Scary Terry might be the piece. Like that might be the key.
I would say my sleeper to maybe make a run and maybe. So I would say this is my third. I like Kyle. Kyle Sinra says I think Kyle has a chance to really make a run this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kyle who honestly makes a good run at the championship next season. Wish he was here today so he could hear it himself. But I definitely have Kyle's team as one to really watch this season. Coincidentally enough, I opened the season versus his team, so it'll be a good measuring barometer, in my opinion, to see where the Horned Ducks are. But those are my top 3. I can tell you as I really look ahead in this league in particular at where we're going, I am so excited to not only start this season but finish this season and get into our Superflex season. I think that is really going to be a really good addition to this league. And I really think there are some teams like my team, Rojo's team, that once we get into the Superflex portion of this roster, of this league, I think our teams are going to be very much way better contenders. I think our rosters are better suited for Superflex than 1QB, but we will see. Just know we ain't ducking no smoke in Vegas. We ready to play it all. Denny, let me ask you, in this league, as you look at Ronald Isley's tax returns, how are you feeling about the roster as we head into training camp and preseason?
Roster's young, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Marvin Harrison does. I need some help at running back. I have 2 top 20 running backs in James Conner and Montgomery, but no game changer.
Top
and again,
20? How are they both top 20?
Well, Sleeper has David Montgomery as the 17th overall running back, and then James Conner, they have him as 18.
Where do you see that at?
So if you click on a player's name, it'll give you their player ranking at their position and then overall.
Isn't that for last year though?
Yeah. Southern Golf is last year.
Oh, Hendricks. Stop. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, Devon A-Chain was number 24 last season.
So, again, I use Jalen Hurts as a way to like supplement some of that. But at some point, and I have the flexibility. That's what I'm most excited about. I have 3 second-round picks, 3 third-round picks. I have all my picks in 2026, 2027. So like I can do some stuff if I want to. Like if someone's season is tanking, like I can come in and help. So I'm excited to see what this season looks like. But yeah, I have so many draft picks next year. We can make something happen.
I only got 2, and they're both Rojos. Hendricks, stop. They're both Rojos, so I need Rojo to have a down year, but there's a chance he might win it. So who knows?
Well, come talk to me. So I got 3 2s,
You
3
said you're in
3s.
need of a running back.
Are you gonna try to trade A-Chain back to me?
No, that won't happen. That very much won't happen. Um, well, you have Blake Corum.
Mm-hmm. I have Zach Charbonnet. Those are, yeah. I don't know what they are just yet.
You're
Like, who
still
knows?
trying
Like
to
maybe
you're
they
trying to figure out
maybe
their role in your system.
yeah. Like if maybe Zach just comes out and he's like, yep, and then maybe James Conner's expendable because I don't
You
want
also
to.
got Tony Pollard.
I do have Tony Pollard, and he another top 20 running back. Hold on.
I don't know if you're in need of a running back.
Yeah, he's 14. I feel like in this league, you need to like the good teams have a game changer at running back.
How many of them are there in the NFL?
That's what I'm saying. So, but like Rojo has Brees Hall and Jonathan Taylor. He's a contender. Who was Say Nache has Saquon. He's a contender. Greg has Bijan and Christian McCaffrey. He's a contender. All the contenders have a game changer at running back.
Well, champ, you won the league not too long ago. You tell us.
Well, that's because when Josh Allen got hot. Don't worry, that bell coming home to me.
This thing's gonna look nice in somebody's little office or whatnot for a year.
It's gonna look nice in my office at work.
I think it's gonna look nice staying right here with the commissioner as
Do
late
this, man.
champion. As
D, where can the people find you?
People, you already know where you can find me at Los D Mix. That is at LOSDEEMIX on Instagram, on SoundCloud, on YouTube, on X. I had a gig last Saturday that went pretty well. Was in my Duffy. I got a gig on Friday.
Hey,
at a bar that I'm really excited. I already made the flyer and all that earlier today. So I just got to post it, which I'll probably do tomorrow. I can give you a little sneak peek and see if it's in my. This place is called Pink Rabbit. It's like a little cocktail bar.
Okay.
This is what I'm thinking. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Now, can you believe I made this myself?
Well, you are an artiste.
Well, I made it using this. You heard of Figma?
No, I have not heard of Figma.
It's like a editing creative board. You know, working with creatives is way easier to like review files in there. But here's an alternate one I have. I might post this one to my story. It's like a purple.
That one's cool.
Yeah. So pick one, purple one. I'll choose one of them. But that's what I'm thinking. This was I'm thinking I got like a consistent VC because here's my one from last Saturday. So you see like the similarities. I'm taking the one blank color, keeping it neutral. I mean, keeping everything centered. Trying to use some of my marketing background with some of these because I see some of the some like flyers and they got like there's two type of flyers that I see. The real black ones that got Martin Luther King or Joe Biden with like a do-rag on and a blunt in their mouth, and I'm just like, where are we going as a people? And then there's the like more artsy one, but they're like really all over the place, all the designs and whatnot. They have information kind of all over. So I'm trying to use some of my own marketing on in digital and marketing, and just trying to make things simple, straight to the point. I just, giving people the info they need, which is just the info of this is where I'm going to be, what time, boom. Here's the address. Pull up, pull up, pull up. So
Wow.
last week, I will say though, it was my most successful weekend revenue wise DJing by myself. So
Hey, turn that up.
yeah. The bar was busy. They made more money than they thought they would that night, and I had the vibes in there, so it was a good time. I tried a few things that I'm. Matter of fact, I might send you the mix, but it's 2 hours though. So here's the things with my sex mixes. My set mixes actually sound pretty good compared to like some of the practice ones I normally send you, because the set ones is like live. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like laser focused in. But
I got you.
they be long. So like this one's like 2 hours, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I want. Do they even want? Would they even appreciate? Get like they, as in like people like my friends like you who I send these to, like would they even appreciate like a 2 hour? Like when are they gonna sit down with 2 hours worth of music and listen? But if they do, it's rewarding because I was getting my shit off. But at the same time, they might never listen to this. And I don't want them to feel obligated to listen to it because it's 2 hours. Is that thoughtfulness in your opinion?
2 hours is a big ask.
No, I'm saying my thought
Oh,
process.
yeah. No, it's very thoughtful. No, you're thinking it
Because I
through.
was going back and forth with someone on the definition of thoughtfulness and their definition versus my definition. And I was not sure if I was tripping or not. And then I just realized I think me and this person just see thoughtfulness differently. Their thoughtfulness is they want to hang with you, but they know that you're busy and haven't eaten, so they come hang with you, but they just bring food for everyone. That's their type of thoughtfulness.
Okay.
Versus my type of thoughtfulness is like I try to link up with, instead of you trying to link up with me and bring me food, you don't have to spend any money, because what I'll do is next time I'm just in that area, I'm gonna just hit you up and just see what's up, and if not, cool, don't worry about it. Like I won't bother you because it's all good. I was trying to think ahead.
I think both can be thoughtful.
That's what I'm saying.
I
I
think
try
both are
not to
thoughtful.
really I don't like inconveniencing people or making people do like stuff that's outside of their norm. So I really try to, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't like to burden people.
Yeah.
So like my type of thoughtfulness is just helping easing any type of burden that I can. And I don't know.
Nah, that fits.
Yeah. I don't know.
That fits.
Where can the people find you? We're shooting the shit now at this point in the show.
You can find me on X at DannyOcean41. You can follow us, Speak On It _pod on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. Follow us. We do this every Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern.
Hold on. So I'm about to put it in this chat.
Okay.
Since Greg, let me tag him. G Will never claimed his championship belt for the off season. Here we go. This year's champ will be the first to hold this belt.
Greg's about to be very angry.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna go back to it. Where I asked 2 months ago, I asked at Greg Will, gonna need your address to send this belt to. Then gave the rules of when they would need to return the belt back.
Didn't listen.
Oh well.
Well, that's you typing. I was like, oh, here you go.
I had to put that at all. All right.
We'll catch y'all next week.
Nah, I got a little tune for us to get out of here too.
Okay.
We got to give the people a little tune. Danny, to get out of here too. Do 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 do.
Get your freak on.
For you freaky ass boys and girls out here,
Taria Ripley.
ask yourself, how did Joe Biden contract COVID at his big age?
Good night. Y'all see y'all next week.
I mean, you say that like it's easy. You know I believe me. Tell you I got these for these other girls sleeping on them, girl. I'm sleepy. Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you were here with Danny and I, and all we can do is thank you. Thank you again for 150 great episodes, and we will see you as we begin the journey to 150 more.
Hey.
As you can hear in the background, that is the smooth sounds of DJ Low Steve Mix on the ones and twos. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have anything to say, make sure you speak on it and you use the rest of this week to handle your business. Signing off, Low Steve Mix, Danny Ocean, the Speak On It cast.